Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Miss Kentucky Proud. In today's segment, we are going to be interviewing someone that you probably know pretty well at this point, a very familiar face, but I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, Alex. Ryan Quarles here, Commissioner of Agriculture. We are more than 6 feet apart right now, but I'm so proud of the Miss Kentucky Scholarship Organization and our partnership at the KDA. And you are getting to be the official spokesperson for Kentucky Proud and in a very different way this year because of COVID, but you're doing a great job in our video series.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we are excited to have you on here today. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm really curious to know how your career in agriculture really started. I know that agriculture has been a part of your life since the day you were born, but what did your career path kind of look like?
For me, my story can be told in countless different ways with farm families all across Kentucky. Is that we started farming in Kentucky in the late 1700s, and so farming really is in my blood. And since I was a young boy, I remember some of my earliest memories of just working on our small family farm, working in hay, corn, wheat, soybeans, tobacco. We do a lot of forages for the horse industry. So my experience really was very common compared to a lot of Kentuckians. That was with hard work and grit, and something that my dad kept calling character building exercises, which means working 80 hours a week when you're in middle school. But I'll tell you, one of the best memories I had was going to the Kentucky State Fair every August for two reasons. Number one, I got out of farm work for a couple of days, got to go, it was like a vacation day for me. And then secondly, I really got to see what the Commissioner of Agriculture did at a really young age. And back then, I remember it was Commissioner Billy Ray Smith, and he was passing out ribbons. I don't think I got a blue ribbon every time at the state fair, but I really got exposed to saying, hey, what does the Department of Ag do? And that was really my first time really getting to see what the commissioner does.
So you obviously didn't just graduate high school and become the Commissioner of Agriculture. So what did you do in between graduation and where you are today?
I did things that a lot of students do. I had internships in Frankfurt and Washington, D.C. I interned for the United States Department of Agriculture, interned for the U.S. Senate, and actually worked on the tobacco buyout bill with Leader McConnell's office. And
Wow.
that was a big piece of legislation that transformed Kentucky agriculture. Studied agriculture economics, University of Kentucky College of Ag, and so I really started to narrow in my career interests. Went on to law school, and that really helped me understand the legal process. But when I was last year of law school, I did something very, very stupid, and that was to run for office against a 14-year incumbent while still studying at the University of Kentucky. And so I ended up winning that race by 1% of the vote. And that really gave me an opportunity to see how Frankfurt works as a legislator. And then years later, fast forward in 2015, an open seat for Commissioner of Agriculture opened up. And instead of running in 3 counties as a legislator, I ran in 120. And it was a very humbling experience when you walk into a community where nobody knows you. And number one, you have to introduce yourself. And then secondly, explain to them what the Commissioner of Agriculture job is. And oh, by the way, you're going to be voting on this in the near future. So that's where I'm at today. And I feel really blessed by God. And I really, really love my job. It connects policymaking, it connects agriculture and politics all into one. And I think it really is a dream job of mine.
Well, you touched on it a little bit, but those of us that know you know that education is really important to you. So what's the story there?
The story is growing up on a tobacco farm, my mom said you have two choices: either keep working in tobacco or you can study. It's your choice. And I was really fortunate that my mom, who was a nursing professor, really inspired me to push myself in college. And I took as many as 27 credit hours per semester while at UK. Ended up getting 5 degrees from University of Kentucky plus 2 other degrees.
What?
Yeah, yeah, I know, for a total of 7. And I just finished my doctorate work. And so school is out. Don't worry. I don't have an addiction problem here. But, but I really do believe, in all seriousness, that education is the great equalizer. And I know a lot of people use that phrase, but I really do believe that through education, It gives you an opportunity to really accomplish anything you want in life, no matter where you come from or circumstances of your background.
I totally agree with you. I've seen that in so many lives, especially the kids that I've been able to meet this year. I've loved touring the state and getting to interact with people, and I'm sure you do as well. You get to do that all the time. So, what is one thing, or something that you never saw yourself doing as the Commissioner of Agriculture that has been funny or ironic, and you're like, "Wow, I'm the Ag Commissioner, and here I am, XYZ."
Oh, there's so many. I really can't narrow it down, but I guess one of the more fun things I get to do is just help out with youth, both 4-H and FFA. And I know that's not an embarrassing or funny moment, but when I get to go to that same state fair that I remember going to when I was a kid and pass out the ribbons, like it doesn't matter if you're first place or last place. I want to shake that kid's hand and say, "Job well done." And you can have some fun with that. But I guess one of the funniest things is I've really gotten into giant pumpkin growing. And a couple years ago, in my backyard, I was able to grow a 250-pound pumpkin, which was only 1,000 pounds short of being competitive in this
Man,
pumpkin contest. So I was so close. It was 1,000 pounds short, but that's something funny that my friends and I do.
will you get them this year? Is this
Oh
the
yeah, we started extra early, but I'm not telling my secrets. It's like Bush's baked beans. I'm not telling you what I do to really make it work.
Pretty funny? I loved my experience at State Fair. We had a blast in Agland. But
Yeah.
what is your favorite part? I know you mentioned that you love working with the youth, but kind of being in the political world, what's your favorite part of what you do for agriculture?
I think one of the most rewarding experiences is that we have an automatic foot in the door with the White House and USDA, regardless of who's in office. It doesn't matter who's president or who's ag secretary. We have the opportunity to walk straight in to really those who make decisions that affect national policy. And I've had the opportunity to meet with the president on 3 different occasions, a couple times, one time at the White House for a very lengthy meeting. It was really rewarding. And the colleagues around the United States, agriculture is really somewhat of it's non-political. And so we just try to do what's right for the industry. So it's a lot of fun getting to learn about what's going on in different states. And perhaps Kentucky is going to be part of the showcase. I'm going to be national president of all the ag commissioners later this year. And fingers crossed, I really hope we can get through COVID, but we're going to be hosting the national conference here. I can't wait to show them a taste of Kentucky.
Well, you kind of mentioned it a little bit when talking about the importance of, working together for the industry and the future of the industry. But I think that our youth, the kids that are in FFA and 4-H are the future of our industry. So what's the best advice that you have for students who are looking to go into agriculture careers?
My advice is this: there is room at the table for anyone who wants to be involved in agriculture, whether that's production on a farm, whether that's research at a university, whether that's developing medicine through agriculture, which is happening right now with COVID. We actually have a couple of ag companies in Kentucky taking a stab at medical treatments where they're actually growing the treatments using Kentucky farmers. And I guess
Gosh.
piece of advice is this: is agriculture is very complex. Please don't think of it in just the production terms. That it's 1/5 of all jobs. There's a lot of money to be made. We need smart people entering the ag world because as the world population grows, we have to do something that our grandparents did, and that's double the amount of food we produce with less land and less resources, and doing it in a very environmentally friendly way. And so think about where you want to specialize. And I think that, at the Department of Agriculture, we have plenty of opportunities for young people, including a premier internship, which sometimes turns into careers at the Department of Ag, whether it's with shows and fairs, whether it's with our hemp program, whether it's with animal safety and disease prevention at the state vet's office. There's a lot of opportunities here, including policymaking. So really the sky's the limit. And agriculture is not just about cows, plows, and sows. It's about high-tech, sophisticated jobs that pay well as well.
Absolutely. And I think that there's always going to be demand in the industry because people always need to eat, right?
That's
That's
right.
never going away.
And I think that one of the takeaways from COVID-19 is that there's a greater appreciation for agriculture. You know, for the first time in a lot of people's lives, they may have gone to the grocery store and maybe not every single item was there that they're used to. And we're still doing our best and trying our best to make sure that the grocery stores are stocked. But I think people have an appreciation for agriculture. And as you know, being the official spokesperson for Kentucky Proud, our Kentucky Proud sales have gone up at our farmers markets, at our grocery stores, the CSAs. And it really is, it's kind of a special opportunity for us to shine some light on some hardworking men and women out there that put food on our tables every day.
Yes, and the food that we're getting locally is safe. It's supporting local families. And so I'm a big proponent of it as well. I've been trying to give people lots of opportunities to go out and find that local food. But I know that,
Have you been cooking lately? You've been cooking Kentucky Proud?
listen, I'm not a great chef, and I will be the first to admit that. But I did get my very own CSA share, and we cooked
Okay.
up all the food in there. So that was really good.
I heard about this, but it's a great way that even the most amateur cooks, you can't really mess up when you're using Kentucky Proud ingredients.
Well, I know you guys have been doing a lot during these uncertain times to help fight hunger. So, would you tell us a little bit about that?
The Kentucky Hunger Initiative was started back in 2016, and it's a simple idea. Let's connect Kentucky's farmers with the 1 in 7 Kentuckians that suffer food insecurity, that may go to bed without a meal. It's really unfortunate because, as the Commissioner of Agriculture, I get to represent an industry that has an abundance of food. We do really well at producing food and raising livestock, etc. But here in Kentucky, we shouldn't have a single Kentuckian face food insecurity. And so the Kentucky Hunger Initiative literally connected our farm community with our food banks, with our restaurants, and even our charitable communities to see, hey, what can we do to reduce food insecurity? And long story short, we've changed our state laws. We've raised over $1 million. And during COVID-19, because of the work we did years ago with the Hunger Initiative, we now are able to facilitate larger amounts of donations, larger amounts of food and beef, and being donated. Just yesterday, we had over 500,000 eggs donated to those in need during COVID.
Oh
And
my
because,
God.
yeah, it's a lot of eggs. It's a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
And, and if we had not started this work years ago, we may not have been able to handle that volume of donations. And Kentucky Farm Bureau just donated $500,000 through the Kentucky Hunger Initiative. That would not have happened if it hadn't have been for all this coordination. And the best part about it is that the food that we're feeding Kentuckians more than likely is coming from Kentucky farmers. So it's a win-win-win situation with the Kentucky Hunger Initiative.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much for all that you've done to take care of everyone during this time and make sure we can all get that fresh and safe food. Well, we're about out of time. So, guys, please be sure to follow everything that Ryan is doing at the Ag Office through the Department of Agriculture on social media. You can follow them through Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. That's probably the best way to keep up with you, right?
That's right. And remember, the one-stop shop for Kentucky Proud is kyproud.com. But look, follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Insta. We usually try to have some fun while at the same time promoting Kentucky agriculture.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Commissioner Quarles, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Bye, guys.